Well, I think today we're talking about mental health and relationships and mental health in relationships in 2026 and how that's changed. And something to kick us off is when someone says, that's my anxiety, is that self-awareness? Or is it a rebrand for bad behaviour?
It's true.
And I'll just add, are we emotionally intelligent or just emotionally sponsored by TikTok? So the way things have changed.
It's true, because how many people actually know what anxiety actually is?
Yeah, agreed. And actually truly suffer from it.
And truly suffer from anxiety.
I think by saying it so often, doesn't it diminish from those that actually have it?
Maybe.
Because anyone can say, I've got anxiety. Oh, this gives me anxiety. I hear that from Gen Zs constantly.
You're blaming Gen Zs on that one?
No, she's
I don't hear
right,
millennials saying that.
Yeah, because we don't have TikTok.
Yeah, it's true.
No, but this is instinct. This is social media culture and influence on mental health, and it's rebranding mental health.
So we are overly dramatic now.
Oh, talk to my mum, and anyone, all my aunties, uncles, anyone, they'll be like, "Why is that?" Like, it's true, right? They'll
say, get a grip.
Yeah, but
get on with it.
But hang on. Let's just be real here. Yeah. Right. The aunties and the mums and then some. That category, they're mental anyway. They are mental.
Yeah, it's true.
They do some mental stuff, and they're just undiagnosed.
Yeah, but it wasn't in their day, and when they were 18 to 40, it wasn't. Not the whole world wasn't talking about it.
Yeah, facts.
No one cared about it.
Yeah.
And we are not putting down mental health. I've suffered from it. Facts. I've got anxiety. I've had it bad.
You've got anxiety?
Yeah, I do. I don't have TikTok anxiety.
Is it diagnosed?
I've got bad anxiety.
Is it diagnosed, David?
Well, yeah, self-diagnosis.
So
AI done it then.
Yeah, TikTok.
TikTok did it. No, it's crippling. And people around me have it. I'm better with it now. But, that's from our trauma podcasts, etc. Yeah, I've had it. I've been had it. But I've learned to manage it. Like, if it's not diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I've went to.
So let's ask.
But what it means is that he's simply not an arsehole to people and just the fact that I'm anxious.
But he's probably the perfect person to ask based on the question that he's asked as well.
Yeah.
When you're looking at other people that say that they've got anxiety, how do you?
I do respect it, but I think I respect it because I understand it. And it's very different for individuals. It's very circumstantial, right? But I think that it is being used to a high degree to get out of certain things.
Yeah.
Like therapy culture. This new therapy culture.
So he's actually saying that to diminish accountability on ourselves, isn't it? Because it's anxiety, so I've got something to blame, something to shift. My responsibility on the act I've done, rather than say, I'm sorry, Michael.
You're right.
I overstepped. No, I'm sorry, this anxiety, my trauma, my mum, my dad.
You're right. I think it's shifting the attention from the act of whatever's happened, and then you blame it on a condition.
Yeah.
That then takes the shine away from it actually being you.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something that happened within you that's then triggered that.
So is it being used as also to dodge responsibility?
100%.
I'm missing work today because I feel anxious.
Yeah, but could that be, you're talking about it from an intentional point of view. What if it's not intentional? What if they actually
Well, that's the thing. Where's the line and where do you draw it?
Yeah.
It's impossible to know.
We don't know.
But it so happens, I've noticed it myself, I'm only 31 years old, that everybody I know has anxiety now and talks about it.
What does anxiety stop you from doing?
Well, I'd say it's for me it was a constant worry and a constant a deep-rooted, you can feel it almost butterflies in your belly about doing something, or like, for example, having an interview. Going to an interview, everybody has anxiety and nerves. There's nerves as well. Well, what is it? Nerves?
See, there you go. Because I was going to say that the 6-7-year-old me standing at the swimming by the swimming pool and being told I've got to do the whole length, and I had the butterflies in my stomach. Was that my anxiousness kicking in, and then? Does the anxiousness then move into anxiety if I don't go?
So can we just check online then? What's is
the definition?
Yeah, of anxiety. Because is it continuous or is it something that how does it transcend from one thing to another?
Well, what you're looking at, I mean, like therapy culture, which I touched on earlier, which is becoming a big thing. I wrote this down. Of therapy culture has helped. But has it also given us a new vocabulary for dodging responsibility?
I think so.
So the rise of therapy culture. So suddenly, as we spoke about earlier, everybody has a narcissistic ex. Or like, you're a narcissist, instead of you know, what you just said hurt
I mean,
me,
I've been
your
told-
actions hurt me.
I've been told I've got narcissistic traits.
That is
How
it's a crazy word.
How does that make you feel?
But I don't see. I'm my.
You don't care.
No.
He doesn't care.
No, but my response to it is really though, if we really deep it, how bad is it to be a narcissist? Because we're in a world. Hear me out. Well, why? Why is it bad? Tell me why it's bad.
Well, because it says here,
about
it's someone
yourself.
with excessive, unhealthy preoccupation with themselves,
Yeah, so-
characterized by lack of empathy, a profound need for admiration, and a sense of entitlement. So
Yeah,
it's
but-
not a good thing.
But it's not a bad thing either, though.
You can't if for example
As long as you don't sort of impact on others.
Somebody else,
yeah.
right? But you're always going to impact somebody. Sorry,
the
go
word
ahead.
narcissist has been I've heard it so much in the last 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
I've heard it from a friend about an ex. I've heard it from a person about their boss. Like, it's a crazy word when
Yeah.
we've just described the definition of what a narcissist is.
Yeah.
Realistically, how many people are actually narcissists?
Like super self-obsessed.
Insane.
No, but it says
When-
here, fragile self-esteem. Despite appearing confident, they are easily upset by criticism, which can trigger rage and defensive behavior.
Sounds
I
like
think
it.
I know a boss that
To be fair,
had that sort of
David,
behaviour.
and that sounds like a lot of people that we probably meet in life today, based on the mental health conditions that they've all got.
Okay, exploitation.
They're fragile on
They
the
exploit
on the
people using friends and family or partners to achieve their own goals. Unreasonable expectations of special treatment or automatic compliance with their wishes. Need for admiration, constantly seeking validation, compliments, and attention. But then you guys would say like females
To be
are like
fair,
that.
do you know
Like,
what though?
constantly like, oh,
no.
babe,
Well,
I look good. That's my body.
I didn't say that.
They're like,
I didn't say that. I never said that.
I know, but let's be real, right? We're in the age of self-preservation, looking after yourself.
Yes, learn to
governing
say
yourself,
no.
Learn to say no.
Yeah.
Protecting your energy.
yeah.
Ain't that borderlining? Those
Narcissist.
traits of
Yeah.
narcissism.
No,
'Cause you-
agreed. Yeah.
So-
That's
It
completely
is,
true.
it is.
So
It's
if
self,
the
self,
word
self,
is,
self.
so then now, if we look at if the word is being thrown around so frequently,
Yeah.
could that be because of the rise of social media as well, which probably is,
Yeah.
and that borderlining on people looking after self.
Themselves, oneself.
So it could be a true fact.
Yeah, no, it's true. But
So they could
it's-
be narcissistic, but like
or
you
toxic.
said, or
Toxic's
toxic.
another
yeah,
word,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
But it's like this saying somebody saying to you, you're toxic or you're a narcissist, rather than saying that hurt me or you hurt me.
yeah.
One is communication, one is branding.
Yes.
And when does a naming behaviour become labelling people permanently?
Facts.
So I've heard
Yeah.
someone say to me about a specific person I know, he is a narcissist. No, he just really pissed you off and hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen narcissistic traits in him, but you're actually now away from that individual, branding him as this awful description that we just read, when really he's just hurt you. It's nothing to do with how he is to the rest of the world. So
It's
that's a
just
brand.
personal.
That's,
Yeah.
So he's been branded,
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
based on his toxic behaviour or how he perceived the toxic behaviour.
Correct,
exactly,
correct.
correct.
Which is then becomes really dangerous, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because some
You're
people have been
destroying
called
character. That's
some people,
defamation.
Yeah.
it is defamation. Some people could be called
Please call me if
groomers.
there's any cases like that.
No, because some people could be called groomers because they manipulated a person over time to form a specific type of behaviour,
Right.
but they might not be doing that to anybody else. Does that make them a groomer as a person?
100%.
Like, but in relationships, this happens all the time. Partners groom each other.
I wouldn't say grooming.
What
Wouldn't
would
it
you
be
call it?
Nurture.
manipulating?
Nurture. So you're giving it, but this is it, innit, right? You're branding it something
Yeah,
else,
of course.
right? As
But,
opposed
yeah.
to allowing people just to be.
Yeah, it's true.
So branding it something else then takes it away from it being perceived as negative and now positive.
So when do we label somebody
Why should anyone be
narcissistic?
Why should anyone be labelled?
Narcissistic.
Yeah,
Well,
but I think
there are cases like documentaries about people that have isolated their partners and their family and and it caused so much harm to that individual. When that is
Like
someone,
one of the podcasts we did, I think with Jared.
yes.
So he got isolated from his family, and then
Yeah.
it was part of a domestic violence.
Yeah.
So it was his girlfriend at the time, isolated him from his family, and then he was domestically abused.
Yeah.
Then so
That happens to females as well, right? Vice
She
versa.
would be then deemed as a narcissist within
100%. He said that.
because
as
it's
well.
an excessive, extreme case based on.
And it was continuous, and it felt like it was calculated as well,
Calculated.
because he said that once she hit him once, and then the hitting became progressively worse and worse,
Yeah.
but then always like tears and I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Don't do that.
So it was all
That was
manipulation.
That's emotional manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
isn't
and
it?
of course.
And
So-
using things
So then,
but so that is not narcissism, because there's a like a
no, but I would go with that. So,
series of occurrences that she
Sounds
has.
like it to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would say to you. Like, when your question is, how would you measure it? That I think that's a clear measurement right there. If something happens more than once over a period of time and to multiple behaviours, because he also said he then found out that she'd done it to her previous boyfriend. So
okay.
it's character behaviour,
That's
right?
Yeah.
yeah. That's
At that point, you're a narcissist.
yeah, you
I wonder
can
if
take
people that are
definition.
narcissists know they are narcissists. They have narcissistic traits or something.
Well, I think that also brings it on to, again, using something, back to sort of the idea of anxiety and mental health, using something that's happened to you, trauma, tradition, as we spoke about previously, as an excuse to avoid responsibility. And I think that is happening a lot. I think there's been a huge shift over the last 10, 15 years of people using, oh, well, this happened to me as a child. And look, I'm not taking it away from those people.
Yeah.
But at what stage in life do you have to
take accountability for
take
yourself.
accountability. And say,
Accountability.
well, this is, that happened to me.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't mean you have to be a shithead for the rest of your life.
Correct, yeah.
But then therapy culture has changed. So, everyone's got a therapist, so they say, but who actually has a therapist? Because I know some people who've got therapists. I tried therapy once, didn't work.
Why do you think it didn't work?
Well, because it was about my dad, and
Yeah.
I was speaking to a therapist I was introduced to.
You could have
and
just had the wrong therapist. as
No,
well.
but she never lost
True.
a parent, so I was like, I actually don't want to talk to you because you don't get what you like. You don't understand what
So
I'm
you
going
didn't
through.
connect with her at all.
She's trying to tell me that she understands. I'm like, well, you don't because you haven't been there. So
Yeah.
if I'd found maybe a therapist been through what I'd been through, then maybe. But
Yeah.
therapy culture has changed. I think actually friends become unpaid therapists a lot of the time.
Oh, facts. I think.
Yeah, Michael is a great therapist, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
Do
really
not
good.
call him, but yeah, I think he's
take
good.
that.
I'll bet his number at the end of the show. Friendships and emotional overload is actually a good sort of next point on
Go
that
on.
topic. So I was thinking about friendships, emotional dumping disguised as vulnerability.
Mate, I get this all the time.
Friends becoming unpaid therapists, trauma bonding as a hobby, protecting my peace.
Listen.
Deleting half your contact list.
Listen, 100%. I'll get people phoning me up, trauma bonding, just because,
With the 9-minute voice notes.
Because with the 9-minute voice notes, because my ears are open and I'm always picking up my phone. And within the first line, I'm like, I know the answer to your question.
Yeah.
I go to answer it and I get told, no, let me speak. I don't fucking want to hear what you've got to
But
say.
they need to speak. They need to go through that process.
Don't phone me.
But this is the point. He ain't getting paid for it. And
Ain't
this is
getting
where
paid for this shit.
This is literally what I was writing down was friendships. But friends becoming unpaid therapists.
Like, allow me. Like, I'm busy. Like, I'm working now.
3-hour trauma downloads on a Tuesday.
You know who's good at that? Ed.
Ruined my whole day,
I wish
you
he
know.
was here because Ed would be like, he just gives you one-liners to me.
Straight.
Yeah.
My whole
Like-
day's ruined, you know.
and
I'm pissed.
100%.
I was like,
Yes.
conclusion. He was like, the conclusion is this, Anna. I was like, well, I came here for the dissertation expecting you to come up with,
Fuck all of
this
that.
is- he's just like one word.
Because it's just, and the funny thing is that all that gas, you got to understand it's just logical. Because
Yeah.
it's like, let's just remove all the noise. Let's just look at the actual problem.
Pragmatical. Yeah, I agree.
Fuck the emotion.
And do
Yeah.
they actually want support, or do they just want an audience, a sounding board, a listening board?
But that's where the trauma bonding kicks in, right?
Yeah.
So it is just an audience and a soundboard.
Sometimes people just want to talk. I've got a friend,
Yeah,
she just
it's-
wants to tell me.
No,
you know?
talking-
They had a phone line, it was called Talk to Frank.
Yeah,
Don't
You
talk
are
to
so
me.
horrible.
Don't talk to
no.
No, but
She calls me, and I've noticed once I was talking to her, and my daughter was like, "You're not talking." I was like, "I don't need to. She just needs to talk."
So it's a gal-
She
it's
went
a-
on for half an hour.
It's a gal thing. Actually,
Yeah.
I had a man that does that as well. Like,
No, I know someone that does
yeah,
that.
Men as
men
well.
do that as well. They operate in female energy, though.
Yeah.
A lot of men operate in female energy.
But
and there's
here's
nothing wrong
one.
with it.
I mean, if you're, I'm thinking of man to man, if young men calling each other and sort of, for therapy in a way, just calling your mate and just offloading your week or something like that. But actually, like, I'm going through the exact same shit.
Don't phone me.
So,
No, but what if your friend needs to do that to avoid, I don't know, killing themselves and shit? You
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what
no.
people
Or
go through.
killing the partner.
yeah.
Or killing
Yeah,
the partner.
yeah.
Because it is sometimes it is partnerships, relationships
Yeah.
where your partner could, because of
Trigger
love,
you.
could trigger you, where your love turns into anger, right? And it's very
Where
fueled.
you're like, the dude might just need a break.
He needs a break. He needs a moment. You're doing too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, but-
and he just needs to vent on you. Like, David, where are you? And you're like, I'm at work.
Yeah,
I'm coming there now. Like, I'll meet you afterwards.
But David is very practical.
Do you want to go for a beer?
How do you...
Standard. Well, that's it. I actually
How
think...
do you navigate
I
that?
think... hold that question. I think male friendship therapy is like a lot of it is done in the pub. So it's sort of just like, you know, I think a lot of women and, to be honest, some guys, they don't understand why men just go pub and just have a beer.
Yeah.
That's, you know, but actually, you know, you leave them, well, you get a little bit drunk, a bit tipsy, and then, you know, you might open up a little bit to your friends, and then
and
you
even to a
leave
stranger.
and you feel a bit relieved as well.
Oh, okay.
You know, actually, the pub is probably the one place where I can go on my own, off topic a bit, and just be comfortable. I'll gladly go pub and get a pint and just sit on my ones and not think, you know, like if you was in a restaurant eating on your own, people are like, oh my God, what happened to that loser? Pub's fine, you can do that.
There's
And
so
you
much
might
factors.
you might catch a stranger.
There's so much factors around that. Yeah, it is. You can speak to a stranger. Sports is on as well, so you can interact with sports. And all of this is important to men's mental well-being.
Definitely.
It's just peace. It sounds like you're just seeking peace. It's a moment
Self.
of just for
It's
you.
just self.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, just for the record, I don't actually go pub on my ones.
I mean,
I've probably
It's
done
okay.
it once or
It's
twice
okay.
with
It's
the
okay.
dog.
I mean-
We're here for you.
The brew
We're here
dog.
for you. We are
brew dog.
okay.
Yeah, actually, I did it
I'm
last
actually
week.
a bit
Mike
off
caught me
topic,
in
but
there.
I want to go cinema by myself.
You can go cinema on your own. I've done it a few times.
I want to go.
Nothing
Really
wrong with that.
might go this week. I just want to see how it's.
It would be the exact same as going with someone else. 'Cause you
It's-
just sit in silence anyway.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the exact same as watching TV in your house. You just can't get snacks unless you go outside.
But yeah, back to
It's
mental
nice.
health, changing, you know,
But the
friends,
friendship things.
the friendship
Yeah,
thing.
love it. Just don't phone
It's-
me.
Yeah, well, listen, if you know Mike and you're feeling a bit shit, don't call him.
But just before you switch off at that point, no, I think you're right. I think if anybody phoned me and it was let's go somewhere and be in a different environment, I can take that. I can't take it over the phone. I can't take it over the phone.
Yeah, maybe there's a bit more seriousness as well, isn't it? If you link up with someone to, you know, hey,
No,
mate,
but you're actually
I
pretty
really
good
need
on
to
the phone,
see
though.
you. Can we catch up? You know,
Yeah.
if they say that, then you're like, oh, I'm going to go because there might be a problem here.
Yeah.
If someone calls me, I'm just like, you know, they could be crying down the phone. I'll be like, well, if it was that deep, you'd come to my
Make
house
an
or
effort,
like
innit?
you'd, yeah.
And with you, Anna,
You're good on the phone though.
yeah, but to you don't do it. You don't need it that often. So
Yeah.
you if you're there
Yeah.
in that place, then it's pretty serious for you. Even though it's not serious.
So on the friendship thing, what about accountability versus explanation was an interesting topic here. So mental health explains behaviour. It does not excuse behaviour is an interesting one. So snapping because you're anxious. I've done that. But ghosting because you're overwhelmed. So cancelling for the ninth time due to low capacity.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You don't think?
No, I think.
But that's something that's increased because you know what? I think you both know this. Growing up, it was like I used to call my friend's parents' house phone, 0208959 something. Yo, can Peter come out and play? Or like I'll go knock on a door or something. And that is sort of that's complete. This day and age, it's so easy for me to be like, just on a WhatsApp message, like, no, sorry, I can't make it. Or you had plans, no, I can't come because X, Y, Z. Make up an excuse quickly. And it's far more heard these days. I think back in the day, you'd be like, wherever, you joking? Like, we've had this in the diary
We've
for
got to
2
go,
weeks.
yeah.
We're going. Like, now it's like, it's so easy and everybody gets out of things. And I think a lot of the root of that is anxiety. We spoke about this before. People don't want to go somewhere. Like, we've all been there. I can't be bothered to go.
I don't know if it's for
And
the
then you
anxious.
pull up and you have the best time
You have
ever.
the best time. I think there's two things here. I think if the person's honest, I think honesty and self-accountability, that you just don't want to go and you know it's nothing else.
No, but you're gonna hurt
That's
people.
fine.
But that's so hard to do these days for
It's so
people.
hard for me to say
People
that.
don't want to do that anymore.
But that's what? Lie?
Yeah.
Or tell the
No,
truth?
tell the truth. People don't want to. You've invited me to your birthday, and like the day before or the day, I'm like, Mike, I can't make it because my son's
I'm
not feeling well.
I'm not coming.
You know, that's me saying to your birthday,
I'm-
innit?
I'm
But
saying
I'll
to
just
you.
say, bro, like, to be honest, I ain't feeling it today. I can't. I'm not coming.
I'm swerving. No, see me, I'll tell you, I'll be there, and I'll just drop you out.
That's me. I'm the same.
Swerving, I'm
not
swerving.
gonna lie, that's your age
I'm
talking.
swerving.
bro. Because
I would
that
say
doesn't
swerving.
happen anymore.
I'm
G.
swerving.
Really? What
swerving.
happens? I say I'll be there. Turn
No,
up.
man. I see
My
people-
intention was to come.
I've done it myself,
My
man. I'll be like,
intention-
I'll make up an excuse to other people, depending on my relationship with them. I'll be like,
Of
listen,
course,
mate,
yeah.
I'm not feeling it today. I'm not coming. Like, but and usually when I say that, like, you'll find where I see.
Do you know what though? If somebody's doing that to me and telling me that they're not coming to my birthday, they're getting dropped out. They're not even getting the invite. They're not getting the invite the following year.
That's what I was going to
Don't
say.
waste my time.
That is some serious stuff.
But
yeah?
but this is that's my point though. Is the society we're living in now, mental health is usually actually, oh, I'm not feeling myself today. What the hell does that actually mean? Like, you don't get me wrong, you might not be feeling yourself the day of your best friend's party, but so be it. It's your best friend's party, or it's your cousin's party.
You're saying
Pull
you
up.
should make sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
You
but
should.
You're saying you should make sacrifice. Listen. There's a lot there to unpack because I don't think it's a problem not going nowhere, and I don't think it's a problem going anywhere. I just think you have to be honest with yourself and ensure that there isn't a deeper underlying issue, or you're just tired, because you could just have a bad day at work.
No, but what if you're actually deep down an introvert and you just don't like interacting with people all the time, and then just a
Your
thought,
social battery, yeah.
but
yeah, my social
point
battery is done for the week, and I'm like,
there you go, social battery.
Social battery. What is that?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Again, my aunties, my mum will be like, "What the hell is that?" Obviously, they'll understand what it means from the word, but
No, I'm with you, Dave. I'm 100% with you. Sometimes
You're
you've said
right,
it at the
David.
beginning of the question. Like 9 times out of 10, just going, and then you get there, you
have
realise
a
how
great
much fun you
time.
had.
Yeah, of course.
And then you're like, I shouldn't have just.
I think it's the mental health, the social media, the times we're living in have been this sort of therapy culture that we have. It is now allowed to be an excuse, and actually, that arguably it could damage you, because when it comes to professional settings, work, things like that, you're using the same excuse that you're using to not go to your friend's party. Whereas I think 30 years ago, no, actually, I'm just tired.
I've got a theory behind this.
Yeah.
I think that social media is occupying so much of people's brain space that it's actually depleting their energies.
Agreed.
And that's actually what's stopping them from going out. So them saying, I don't want to do it, it's because they're consuming too much stuff just in their direction. So if you go 20, 30 years ago when that didn't exist, you still had capacity. That's gone. And I think the capacity
because
is gone.
imagine like Saturday, you spend the whole morning just on social media. It depends on who you are.
And you might not
and then
think it's
afternoon,
nothing.
and afternoon, you just, by the time you get to the evening, I need to get ready
Your
now.
brain's just
Yeah, you're
depleted.
done,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, I stare at a screen
You've
all
been
day when I work,
overstimulated.
and that's tiring.
Overstimulation.
You've been overstimulated the whole
Brain
day.
dead. Brain dead.
By the time
And
you get to
that's
the evening,
that's the social battery.
just to thought
You
about
can't take- 'cause
showering,
your brain's-
getting ready to go to a party,
Exactly.
get dressed, especially females.
So now that
makeup,
sounds
the
like
heels.
effort, right?
Yeah, everything just seems like effort now.
And I think so. I think both the points are correct, but I think it's definitely down to overstimulation on social media, and that needs to be cut
And
out.
this is why clubs are closing, isn't it? They said the club business is sort of.
That's
Well, I heard a lot-
that's part of COVID as well.
But a lot of Gen Zs aren't
Yeah,
drinking
yeah.
so much anymore.
And
That's
then-
all part of COVID. So when
Really?
COVID occurred,
True. 'Cause
You became more healthy.
everyone was home, they were younger.
Healthier.
everyone started getting healthier.
Yeah.
Even when you was at home, some people got wrecked, but they were the older lot,
Some people got rich off.
and some people got rich.
off health and exercise videos.
Exercise
no, it's true.
videos, yeah, that's
And how about
right.
the
What's
kids'
that dude's
videos?
name?
The kids' videos. The guy that does, I don't know, he became super rich. Brunette, I can't remember his name, but just by doing kids' exercise videos,
Well, that's it, yeah, because
he became incredibly rich.
YouTube videos, sick idea.
And famous.
So,
Because
so,
everyone's
but
stuck in their house, get your kids exercising.
And that's the thing. So once all that took place, the mindset shifted into money, wealth, value, health, and away from clubs, alcohol, drink, and drugs, right? And then people started looking at their lives differently because of the health. I remember a lot of people lost family members due to COVID, and then started looking at their health around that as well. And then from there, when we opened up 2021, 22, the clubs had lost a shitload of money. They started closing down, turning into new businesses, and so on and so forth. So the culture just
But they
shifted
said
through that
they said
process.
it's still now. Like I've got some club owners at the moment. They said that
No, it's
they
done
can-
because the mindsets have shifted. So we've actually transitioned out of that. You've got a water bottle over there. I can't see it on camera. What, 2 litre water bottles?
Yeah,
And that's
I
what we're
think
dealing with. And they came out on TikTok for 99 pence.
We've been-
and
I've
then
been so
everyone
good
went
with
mad
that as well.
them. And that's part of that all health culture, right?
So do you think actually health culture and the increase in health culture over the last 5 to 10 years has had a positive or negative impact on mental health?
They keep saying like,
Now,
drink
of
your water
course,
and mind your own business.
Someone might watch this and be like, you idiot. Of course it has a positive effect. You know, if you're out drinking 5 times a week compared to being in the gym.
You've made a good point there. Go for it.
I know,
Go
you know
on,
I have.
go
You
on,
know
go
I
on,
have.
go on.
He's cooking
because-
today.
He's cooking.
He's
No,
cooking.
but it's true because
Fantastic.
You know, I've had a period in my life where I was drunk all the time, Honestly, I don't think my anxiety was that bad. You know, when I was at uni in the years after, I'm working in the city and I'm out 4 times a week, I honestly didn't have time to think about it. Now, I know about the long-term effects, do not get me wrong, but I didn't have time to think about my mental health because I was having fun.
So here's the danger, though.
When I stopped, and now that I'm not sober.
You turn into an adult.
Yeah, and then adulting. Yeah.
You
sort of like, and now I have more time and concern and reason to think about my mental health, and I arguably
or your
think
health in general.
The more that I think about my mental health, I'm not saying the worse it gets, but the more in tune with it I am, and therefore it's potentially
it's highlighting more issues. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said around that. I think the first and foremost, not everybody's going to be like you.
No, of course.
And be as disciplined as you. So we have to be careful with that notion of things.
Yeah. Sorry, don't cancel me.
But I do agree. I think if the element of fun has shifted.
Yeah.
Going out and being social is less likely to happen these days. More people are at home, like we just discussed, and being homebodies. If you're going out and having fun, I mean, come on, like the upbringing I had having fun, it was all over the city, all over West End, travelling up and down the country, doing practically what we want, partying.
Pub or paddle?
Yeah, pub.
Or paddle.
Get a drink.
Really? I thought clubbing.
Clubbing or pubbing. Pub or paddle.
The society
now it's paddle.
Like what are you doing on Saturday, boys? You want to go play paddle?
Yes.
What the hell?
That's such
listen,
a
if my brethren said,
fun.
like, let's go paddle, I'm looking at him like, bruv, you're on the other side.
Yeah, trust me.
You will come with that, so we're meant to be planning to do that.
I like paddle. Paddle's fun, but I'm just saying the culture is shifting.
Imagine I'm going paddle for my Saturday evening.
Yeah.
And not pub to watch football and just get a couple drinks in and then go to the club.
You can do both, but I just think that it's changed, isn't it?
Man, you're gonna less likely to drink after paddle.
Yeah, true. No, actually, a beer after paddle is really good. But
you're
that's
right.
it.
You're absolutely right, though. I think it has shifted, and he's right. Pub or paddle is the options these days.
Okay.
So
a healthy society isn't one where no one struggles. It's one where people take responsibility for how their struggles affect other people.
I love that.
Your trauma isn't your fault, but it's your responsibility.
I love that.
What do you love about it?
Because it's your responsibility to fix it, to fix yourself, to sort yourself out. Rather than constantly moaning and do the 9 minutes voice note and impose it on your friends, it's basically a wrap-up of everything that we discussed today.
Yeah, but the problem with trauma
and you don't
is,
become narcissistic, and you become me. You're like, okay, I have a problem. Like David said, he now has more time to evaluate himself. I can sort of know, okay, I've got toxic elements in me. Let me fix this. Let me sort this out. Let me go to therapy. Let me work out. If I get triggered, let me do this. Let me do that, rather than impacting on others and fucking up the kids.
But is emotional resilience declining because of everything we've spoken about? So it's easy for me to sit here and say that, but as Michael said, I'm a disciplined human. I know what I want in life, and so
I understand.
as we are, and a lot of people around me are, and you guys are.
Yeah.
But is emotional resilience declining? Perhaps because of the social media impact and the scrolling all day. You know.
Well, this is a simple question.
It depends.
I got a simple
who
question.
You are.
We've all argued in this room in this year, probably with somebody. Now that is the argument's normally stemming from a trigger, because why are we arguing with anyone? If their point's wrong, why are we arguing with them? But we're getting triggered, so we're in the argument. So the whole idea of telling somebody to fix their problem when they're in it is very unlikely to happen because they're in it.
No, of course.
No, but you have to allow yourself some time to sort of.
But that's where the emotional
reflect on what happened. What part? Let's say I've argued with David, right? I need to sort of understand. Why did I get triggered? Why was there an argument? Then
but
also take
you're
accountability.
smart enough and self-aware enough to be able to do that.
And
we're saying a lot of people
we
have to respect cannot do that. And especially, when you're younger, I've seen it through the charity a lot. It's like, it's very different. I've been on some of these meet and grief sessions we have, and there'll be 10 kids there who've lost a parent. Some are like 18 to 25 and some are like 25 to 35.
Yeah.
And obviously that I have to view the 18 to 25-year-olds very different.
Correct,
their way of thinking. I'm not just because they're young, but because they've been living in a completely different era to me.
Correct,
So when my dad died, I didn't actually have... Was Instagram out 2013? Maybe, but it wasn't.
Just.
I wasn't able to hashtag grief and see all these people's stories and hashtag dead parent
Yeah.
and see. So it's a different. back to what you were saying, and my point on yours is, emotional resilience has changed and will continue to change. And I do believe it is declining because perhaps...
You think it's declining?
Because I think people rely...
Even based on that, it could be increasing there.
I thought it could be increasing because now you have a community.
That is true. But then are you relying too much on that community that you're not relying on self and managing it?
Okay, so you're getting the information, but you don't know the practice.
Well, not just that,
yourself.
but I learned how to... I guess I learned how to fix my own grief and self, in a way.
So basically, they use the community to anchor them.
Yeah, but that could
Once the community goes.
Again, it's the type of person you probably are. There's probably a lot that you've done for yourself in your life, and not a lot of people do that. So it goes back to your point.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the charity I'm a part of, it's been helpful for my grief over the years because I get to meet loads of young adults who have been through the same thing as me. So I won't take away from that does help. But I think if you rely too much on... I think sometimes you just got to sit back and think about your own self. And I think the world we live in now, everybody wants, hustle culture we spoke about. All these kids want Lamborghinis and nice things in life. And
that's okay.
They end up becoming brain dead. And mental health gets worse because you get to a certain age where you realise actually getting that stuff is really hard. So that's a whole other topic in a way. So I think people youngsters especially, relying too much on what they see.
Not enough people are stopping, are they? They're just doing, consuming, not stopping, and that's where the reflection takes over, I suppose. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Fantastic.
Okay.
Interesting.
It was a good show today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap up there, actually.
Thank you.